In the early 1900s, it was widely debated among scientists on what exactly the genetic material was that was being passed down from generation to cause heredity. In the 1950s, most scientists hypothesized that it were the proteins that was the genetic material. However, in 1952, Hershey and Chase proposed that it was the DNA, not the protein, that was the genetic material. In order to try and prove this, they performed a simple experiment with a bacteriophage. A bacteriophage is a simple virus that infects bacteria. It has two components, a protein outside coat and a DNA core. They knew that bacteriophages injected bacteria with their genetic information, which then allowed the bacteriophage to multiply inside the bacteria and burst out of the bacteria to infect others. The question still remained for Hershey and Chase: what was the genetic material that the bacteriophage was injecting? In order to find this out, they took the two components of the bacteriophage, the protein coat and the DNA core, and tagged them both with different radioactive labels. The first set of bacteriophage, they tagged the protein coat with an S35 radioactive label. The second set of bacteriophages were tagged with P32 as a radioactive label on their DNA core, and they allowed the bacteriophages to infect the bacteria. Once the bacteria were infected with the genetic material, the two sets of bacteria were then put into a blender, allowing the phages to be cleaved off from the bacteria. This solution was then put into a centrifuge. When the two sets of bacteriophages were centrifuged, they saw that the bacteria that filtered through the bottom, only one of them had radioactive activity, and that would be the one that was labeled with P32. That was attached to the DNA. So this showed Hershey and Chase that it was in fact the DNA that was the genetic material that was passed from the virus to the bacteria, while the proteins stayed behind.